Hi, and thank you so much for sharing another Read Aloud with us today at the Giving Project for Children. Today's story is It's Mine by Lionni. And today's story is about three selfish frogs that live together on an island. But all day long they bicker. It's mine, it's mine, it's mine. What happens when a storm comes and they have to work together or cooperate? Today's theme is cooperation. And today's question is, have you ever had to work together or cooperate to get a job done? So,
sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
It's Mine by Lionni. In the middle of Rainbow Pond, there's a small island. Smooth pebbles line its beach, and it was covered with ferns and leafy weeds. On the island lived three quarrelsome frogs named Milton, Rupert, and Lydia. They quarreled and quibbled from dusk till dawn. "Stay out of the pond," yelled Milton. "The water is mine." "Get off the island," shouted Rupert. "The earth is mine." "The air is mine," screamed Lydia as she leaped to catch a butterfly. And so it went. One day a large toad appeared before them.
"I live on the other side of the island," he said, "but I could hear you shouting, 'It's mine, it's mine, it's mine,' all day long. There's no peace because of your endless bickering. You can't go on like this."
With that, the toad slowly turned around and hopped away through the weeds. No sooner had he left than Milton ran off with a large worm, and the others hopped after him. "Worms are for everybody!" they cried. But Milton croaked defiantly. "Not this one, it's mine." Suddenly usually tells that something big is going to happen. Suddenly, the sky darkened and a rumble of distant thunder circled the island. Rain filled the air and the water turned into mud, and the island grew smaller and smaller and smaller as it was swallowed up by the rising flood, and the frogs were scared. Desperately, they clung to the few slippery stones that still rose above the wild, dark water. But soon, those too began to disappear. I'm going to tell you right now, if you're worried, it's all going to be okay. Promise. There was only one rock left, and there were frogs were huddled, trembling from cold and fright. But they felt better now that they were together, sharing the same fears and hopes, and little by little, the flood subsided. The rain fell gently, and then it stopped altogether. But look! The large rock that had saved them was not a rock at all. "You saved us!" shouted the frogs, when they recognized the toad. The next morning, the water had cleared, and sun rays chased silver minnows on the sand bottom of the pool. Joyfully, the frogs jumped in, and side by side, they swam all around the island. Together, they leaped after the swarms of butterflies that filled the air. It's nice to see them together. And later, when they rested in the weeds, they felt happy in a way that they never had before. "Isn't it peaceful?" said Milton.
"Isn't it beautiful?" said Rupert.
"And do you know what else?" said Lydia.
"No, what?"
"It's ours," she said. The end. So, today we saw that these frogs did not get along in the beginning. They kind of acted a little bit like brothers and sisters, I think. But then when something terrible and scary happened, they all huddled together and they experienced the same thing, and they came out of it feeling relieved and feeling friendly towards one another. And then they had a really great time and realized, wow, we're so lucky. Today for your activity, I want you to think about a time where you had to cooperate or work with someone that maybe you were a little nervous about. Maybe you weren't really happy about having to work together with that person. But in the end, after doing your job or activity, you found that you got along really well. That's actually how I met my best friend, Duffy. We did not like each other. And then we were in the same class together and we had to do a project together and we were not happy about it. And then we kept working together and then we laughed for the first time. And then before you knew it, we became best friends. Sometimes we find those friends in hidden places. So today I want you to think about a time where you had to, one of two things, either a time where you had to cooperate with someone else, maybe you and your brother had to work together to clean the playroom, or you and your dad worked together to put new sheets on your bed, or maybe even you and a friend worked really hard to put a tall tower together. Or you can write or draw about a time when you and someone worked together and ended up being really good friends at the end of it. I love seeing these pictures and I'd love seeing your stories. So continue to send them to me at thegivingprojectforchildren@gmail.com. I love responding to you. Thank you so much for sharing today's story with us today. It's mine, A Fable by Lionni. And let's continue to develop our love of reading together. Till next time.